Do you ever have a disagreement with somebody and you leave feeling pretty hurt? I know I do. In fact, it's because disagreements can sometimes hurt so much that I tend to avoid them. I think the reason they hurt sometimes is because we feel like it's a personal attack on ourselves. But in the end, it's not really an attack, it's just an interaction with two people. And I think that if we can think about how to manage the situation before we get into it, we're going to do a lot better. So today we're going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about just 3 simple little tips to help you the next time you either have to have a difficult conversation or maybe even a disagreement with someone, or when you find yourself caught up in the middle of it. I think the first thing to remember when you're in that situation, especially if someone throws something at you that you disagree with and it catches you off guard, the first thing to do is take a 2-second pause. Just take a 2-second pause and breathe deep. Now, granted, you can't just do a whole yoga session in front of somebody, right? But just take a deep breath. And what that does is it calms your mind down. It helps your mind kind of recalibrate into a more calm situation, thinking patterns. That way you're not in that fight or flight mode, but you can actually think of a more positive, calm response. I think you'll find that really helpful. The next thing that I think that is important for us to do, and I know this can sound cheesy. I'm not trying to say, oh, go pick a fight with somebody and just be grateful afterwards, or that, when we're really, really hurt, just to fake gratitude. I'm not saying that, but I am saying sometimes after those disagreements, it's helpful just to think about what can I find to be grateful for in this situation. At least I had the conversation. I stood up for myself. I reinforced a boundary I set with this person. I learned a little bit about them, how they behave, and I learned a little bit more about me and how I respond. And so I think it's really helpful if we just find any way to be grateful in that situation, no matter how much that disagreement hurts. And then finally, the main thing is to detach and let go of the conversation. That's something I have a hard time doing. Sometimes I can ruminate on something. Letting go of the conversation, detaching from the situation, the outcome. And I'm not saying necessarily, if you're really hurt, I'm not saying detach from the hurt, but I am saying recognize that in that situation you have no control over the other person. You have no control over what they're going to say, what they're going to do, what they're going to think, and all you can do is control yourself. I have a perfect example of this. On my birthday last year, I was with a bunch of friends. One of the friends, we kind of had this really bad disagreement, and it went really, really bad. And I ended up spending my birthday that night alone, and I was very upset, and it was very hurtful. Somehow I had this idea pop in my mind of, her behavior is a reflection of her. My response is a reflection of me. And so instead of trying to hold on to the situation or how I felt, just realizing, okay, this is her. If she wants to behave this way, that's her. I want to be someone who responds in a kind way. I want to figure out how to be the person I want to be in this scenario, so that both my outer world and my inner world, I'm happy that I've detached, and I'm glad that I've done what I've done, because I'm not going to take on this behavior. So when you have that disagreement, no matter what it is, what they're talking about, whatever it is, no matter how much it hurts, detaching from it and saying, that's them, that's not me. How I respond is my responsibility. I hope that those 3 points kind of help you when you go into these situations. I know now, with it being the holiday season, we probably have more opportunities to practice these principles. We're going to be around more friends and family. So I hope that will help you. Please leave a comment and let me know what you think about these topics. If you've practiced them or not, any ideas you have for future videos, please like and subscribe. It lets YouTube know who to send these videos out to. It helps other people discover this forest with us. I appreciate each and every one of you all. It really means a lot to me. I've gotten a lot more feedback recently, and it means the world to me. Thank you so much. And I hope that you all stay grateful. I hope that you stay kind. And as always, I'm grateful for each and every one of you, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.